Sorry to kind of break the party a bit, but as I promised that we would do the Zoom at 6:30, I want to, yeah, you can see that. I want to be a little respectful of the people who are on Zoom. Hello, everybody. And welcome to all of you. It's wonderful. It's a magnificent gallery that we are welcome in, a Bozo gallery. And I want to thank Ineke Zigrossi and Blake, who are welcoming us here. Blake is over there. Unfortunately, Ineke could not make it tonight, but to be welcomed here so generously, I can't tell you how kind and accommodating they have been, and whatever I asked for, they said, but of course it's easy. So thank you so very much. So tonight we are celebrating Women Patrons of Crafts, and that's you, all of you online here. It's always a great pleasure. It's the time of year when we kind of look at what we have achieved, and this year is a spectacular year that Rue Pigalle had. Thanks to you, to your support, your enthusiasm, your generosity, your passion, and your kindness, which, as you know, is my favorite word. So I'm going to try to make the technology work. I am told now I should be on slide 2. Okay. Right, here we are. So this year, come on in, take your coat off, grab a drink and join in. So I don't know if you, here is a little example, a little sample, but the video was on a loop and the video will come back once we go back to drinking. And you will see that we have achieved and we have done a lot. You have discovered 40 artists and makers this year. You went on 5 trips in 4 countries. We have grown the club by 20%. And I have to tell you that every new member has been introduced by an existing member. So thank you, thank you, thank you. You are the best ambassadors. We have also grown the Rue Pigalle family and the Rue Pigalle team. And I want to mention Vicky Lee, who's at the back there hiding. Vicky is the new art and design director at Rue Pigalle. She has a perfect pedigree in design because she was at Design Line or Azure and Azure magazine. So she has a magazine background in design and in craft. She's top line. And then Michael Murphy, who is in charge of strategic plan and business development, and who is the master at taking the jumble of ideas I have in my brain. And then he says, okay, let's look at it and let's make it work. So thank you so very much. It's a pleasure. And then there was also Marion. You knew Marion. Marion went away in June to have babies, and it's been a little lonely here, but we are now recruiting for an operations and community manager. So if you have anybody in your life who could, you think could be a good candidate, the job posting is on the website. Have him or her connect with us. We are actively recruiting. We can't do everything ourselves. So it's been a really terrific year. And the trick is, where do we go from here? So my belief, is that we are actually, we are in an era where we are totally disconnected from the materiality of our life. If you think about it, our daily activities are more and more done either by others or by robots. And I was recently reading an article about motion AI and how robots really cannot do all the fine motor tasks that we can do. And that is a huge encroachment in our material life. And if you think about it, whether at the beginning of our life or at the other end of our life, we need to learn these fine motor skills, or we need to preserve these fine motor skills. And if we have machines, robots, other people who do this for us, we are going to lose this. So we need to be extremely conscious of that. The other aspect in which materiality and physicality and contact with our world is disappearing is in manufacturing. It's not a new thing. Manufacturing has moved out of our cities, of our villages. We don't know how things are made. They just suddenly appear on our shelves. We don't even go to find them somewhere, to grab them, put them in our basket. It's a little bit like, the kids who believed when frozen fish started appearing, kids believed that fish grew in a stick in the deep freeze. Well, this is pretty much what we are living now, because things appear in our houses, in our homes, in our life, and we don't know where they're coming from. And at the other end of the spectrum is garbage. So we were in Oslo in October, and in Oslo, you take your garbage and your recycling to a beautifully designed garbage can at the bottom in the street, and you put it in, and there's a system that sucks it out, sends it through pipes kilometers away outside the city to a garbage dump. So you don't even have the consciousness of seeing the dirty, noisy, bothering garbage truck that reminds you how much stuff you put out without necessarily having thought about it. So really, what strikes me is that we are more and more disconnected from the physicality, the materiality of our life. And it's a real shame, and I think that it's going to present us with big, big challenges that I don't think that we can quite imagine what it's going to be. So it's time to do something about it. And as much as I love Madonna, I don't think that she really got it right. And the brutal truth is, we don't value what we don't know. That's the reality. And every one of you who has visited a studio, who has met a maker, who has gone on a trip and all that, and those of you who have read the blogs and followed that, that the minute how something is made, you value it. I don't know how to explain it, but there's that connection, and that. So it's time to really change things. It's time to bring craft back in our daily life and back in our education system. That's the two things that we think Rue Pigalle can do. And we believe that it can be done by creating a network of communities that are going to advocate for craft in our daily life and in the education system. So how are we going to do that? This is our big ambition. You can thank Michael for having put this in, giving us that taking over the world vision. It's going to take time, but we're going to start somewhere. And we have started already. So we are suggesting that it can be done in two ways. We are going to widen the circle, and we are going to grow the impact. How are we going to widen the circle? Well, until now, there was one membership, and it was one size fits all. And we really realized very quickly that, well, maybe not quick enough, but we realized that not everybody is able or interested to dive deep and do that. So we're welcoming makers. We have always supported the makers, and at the suggestion of some of you who are artists and makers in Rue Pigalle, we are now offering a membership. There's a way to go and join us. And we are also offering a different level of membership for those of you who want to support, but don't necessarily can do everything or travel. And then there's those of us who can do everything. In terms of what we are going to offer into the benefits, I don't want to go into details, but for the makers in particular, we will open the platform to them. So The members will be able to share their work on our platform. We will connect them to our network of galleries, of patrons. We will write about them. So very much Rue Pigalle will be another platform for them to grow their audience and their clientele and have their work purchased by more. If we grow the circle, we need to make sure that we can stay connected. And that's going to be a little bit the challenge, because we want to go wide, we want to go deep. How are we going to stay connected? We're going to carry on with the members mixes. At the moment, they are only in Toronto, but since we're going to grow the geographic spread of the club, we will have mixes where the members are. We have a nucleus of a chapter in Nova Scotia. We have 6 or 7 members. I have to say that Chippy here, who's a phenomenal artist too, and an amazing member, has been recruiting anybody who works in Chippy's gallery becomes a member. To tell you, it's been amazing. So we will carry on the mixes, and anybody who also wants to host them is more than welcome to do that. What we hear from you is that you want to learn and learn and learn more. So we will strengthen the online program. Zoom had a bit of it had certainly a moment during COVID. Then everybody was walking away from it because we just wanted to go back to the real world. But we've now realized that it does offer amazing opportunities for connecting, for learning, for discovering places that we can't necessarily get to. So we'll certainly do that. And then, again, I'll never say it again, but your friends, bring your friends and talk to your friends as you are doing. And that will really help grow the circle and stay connected. In terms of the impact and learning from others, we decided that it was time to offer more trips. And as much as I would love to live out of a suitcase, I do have Mr. F, who is starting to find that I'm away a lot. So we are going to offer 3 different kinds of trips, and they are going to be new leaders for the trips. And that will give you opportunities to meet different cultures and different places and different artists and enrich yourself. We thought the collector's trip, which can be built around an art event. So in February, March, we're going to London for Collect. In October, we'll do the British Ceramic Biennial, and that is in partnership with the Canadian Clay and Glass Gallery. And I'm delighted to tell you that it will be also a fundraiser for them. So if you come on that trip, the gallery will benefit directly, and the curator will come with us. And in September 2026, we will, everything okay there? Oh, we are going to Venice for Homo Faber, which is this extraordinary art and craft event that lasts a week. We were there 2 years ago, and it was amazing. And every year it gets better. So I'll be leading those trips for now. Then the edition trips, creating a trip takes a lot of hours. And to only give the chance to a small group to enjoy it once is not quite fair. The timing doesn't work or whatever, you can't take it and then it's gone. So we will be repeating these trips. Alsace is the first one, but then we'll repeat it. London Craft Week and Somerset in May, and Scotland, back to Scotland. We had this amazing trip there last year. The edition trips, not Alsace, but the other edition trips in the UK anyway, will be led by 2 spectacular women that I adore. Daniela Wells, that you can see on the left, is in London. She's a curator. She knows everybody who is anybody in the world of craft in the UK. She's kind and fun and fabulous. And on the right, Frances Priest is in Scotland. She's in Edinburgh. She's an artist and a teacher. You have read about her, you have possibly met her. Not only her art and her craft is phenomenal, but she's extremely brainy and wonderful to work with. And finally, we're going to start adding some trips that are made by hand, trips which will be making retreats. And yes, I'm looking at you, Soraya. We will come to Fogo Island. Morocco in March 2026 and South Africa in fall 2026. So Morocco will definitely be a maker's trip. It's going to be a textile. We're going to be weaving. We're going to be dyeing. We'll go in the Atlas in the village, and it's going to be a bit of 5-star hotels in Marrakesh, but after that, it's the real deal. You are out there with the shepherds. And South Africa is going to be the +1 edition, where we are inviting the gentlemen to come with us. It's not the same kind of trip, but it's quite good. So talk to Kathy, who was in South Africa on that first edition last year, and she can tell you what it's like. So more choices, more dates, more locations, more variety in the trips. We are a social enterprise at the heart of what we are. You are patrons. What you do is really looking after others. That's really what you do. And it was time to go one step further in being a social enterprise. So last year, we launched the Youth Craft Academy. I kind of kept it quiet a bit last year because I wanted to see how it was going. The idea is to give youth aged 13 to 16 a pathway to understand that craft is a career that is sustainable and enjoyable. So I partnered with the Prince Edward County Arts Council because they are a charity. They have the structure, the teachers to host these classes for the students. The classes are taught by local artists. So first term is ceramic, second term is wood, and third term is glass. And we had an amazing success. We had 19 students last year who came through the program, 17 of whom received a bursary from Rue Pigalle through your donations and were sponsored at 90%. 2 students were fully funded. Nobody's turned away because they can't afford it. And the price is kept to a minimum. If you pay full price as a student for the year, it's $200. Everything else is financed by donations, mainly from the Rue Pigalle community so far. This year, it's in second year, we just finished the first term in ceramics. We had returned students, so we were able to bring them to level 2 of their teaching. Last year, they were left to do whatever they wanted. They mainly made mugs. This year, we gave them a brief. They had to make lamp bases, and it was amazing. The result was incredible. We had a professional designer who came to talk to them about design. We took them to a ceramic studio. So we are enriching the program. And one of the focus this year is to create a proper, real educational curriculum. And Kirsten White, who is here, show yourself, is writing the curriculum. We commissioned her to do that. Kirsten is a professional designer. She's also a teacher at Sheridan. And I'm telling you, she's writing the curriculum for a school. This is not after-school program when you have time. This is a proper educational curriculum. And Maureen has also been involved in helping us identify grants that we can apply for. What are the prerequisites we need to fulfill to apply grants? One of them is being able to show results and measure results, and that's where the curriculum comes into play. We have also hired a program manager who is a professional woodworker. She's actually was also at Fogo Island, Katrina Tompkins, and she taught us, 2 weeks ago, we were in Prince Edward County, and she taught us the woodwork workshop. And Katrina's role is going to be to build the link with the community so we can find the right students. Everybody knows who we are and we can partner. We are offering food to the kids before they start their class. We have a partner for that. We need to offer transportation because they are in rural area. They can't get to it. After school, they can get to it, but then they can't go home. Because very much the idea is to then take this model and then replicate it in other rural areas in Ontario, in Canada, in North America. You know, the world is as big as we want it to be. So that's the ambition. So the last thing that I want to share with you is that as a social enterprise, until now, I have reinvested every dollar benefit that the company makes in the company. This year, for the first time, and I hope that we're going to be able to do that year after year after year, I have decided to make a donation of a portion of the benefits of the company to the Youth Craft Academy. And thanks to you and your support, the donation is $20,000 for this year. So kudos to you. You can be very proud of having achieved that. And I hope that it's one of many. I know that it will be one of many. So craft is to iterate. Oh, that was an amazing visit we had in London with this textile, this quilt maker. So we're going to try a lot of new things. You know, as you can see, there's a lot of ambition, a lot of energy. It's not all going to work. And what I would really love, what we would really love for you is just send us an email and say, you know what, this doesn't work. Or have you thought about that? Or I know this person or this or that. Don't hesitate. We're very much in a culture where we consume, but I think that I have always thought that you were the shareholders of Rue Pigalle, that it was for you. This is your social enterprise. So get as involved as you want, and whether it's an email or introducing friends or hosting a dinner or whatever, connecting us, you know, the more we get involved in this and the more successful it will be. But I just ask for forgiveness in advance for the things that are not going to work out and are not going to be as successful as we would like them to be. Pardon me? Thank you. So I'll finish with a call to arms. Join the community. Some of you here I invited because I thought that you were great potential members. You would fit in the community wonderfully. I hope that you'll go home and you'll join. Support the Youth Craft Academy. There's a page on the website for that. The donation goes to the Prince Edward County Arts Council, so you get a full tax refund. The goal is we will have the Rue Pigalle charity set up at some point. Give me some time, but it's the idea. So we will have the foundation, the Rue Pigalle Charity Foundation. You'll be able to write that check. But for now, it is to the Prince Edward County Arts Council, and you get a tax certificate. Gift a membership. It's Christmas. It's Hanukkah, it's whatever, I don't know, $120, $150, do that. And then again, if you know anybody who could be a great operations manager, please. There's enough to keep someone busy full time, so that would be amazing. So thank you. I can't thank you enough, really, your kindness, I keep saying it, but I get up every morning and that's all I want to do. So it's not work, it's a real joy. So thank you very much. And to you, your families, and 2025. Fabulous.